Hello. So I know you guys enjoy when I make these kind of videos the most, when I go a little quantum or multidimensional. So here's a message for you tonight. Try to the best of your ability not to judge who you once were. A lot of times we make fun of the previous version of who we've been. We go, oh, I can't believe I used to do this. I can't believe it. I mean, I've done that too. But here's the thing. Try not to do that. Why? Because remember that time, my friends, is but an illusion. We live in a quantum field, which means that past, present, and future are all happening simultaneously. So what does this mean? It means that your previous self, your past self, is still having its own experience in the time-space reality that it's residing within. Which means that when you criticize your past self, what are you doing? You're placing all these boulders on your past self's path. You're making it harder for your past self to climb the ladder, if you will, or to overcome its obstacles. In a sense, you're, from the quantum perspective, placing obstacles on your past self's path. And you might be thinking, well, I'm not my past self anymore. True. But if that's the case, why are you still talking about it? Because there's still a bug that you need to work out from a quantum perspective. Do you see how this works? So if you're still talking negatively about anything, your past self, who you might become, blah, 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 then there's still some sort of a kink that you need to work out because it's obstructing the flow in your present reality. Your past self, your present self, your future self, and all possibilities in between are all working together. You need to understand this. I call them your simultaneous selves. So, does that make sense to you? You might think it's not affecting you here and now, but it's still affecting you. And it's still affecting it. Even though from a physical standpoint, it has become you, there are still knots that you need to untangle. All right? Anywhere where you can locate judgment within yourself will kind of point to a glitch in your system. That glitch can come from the past, it can come from the future. So here's what I want you to say tonight. Here's what I want you to say. Past self, please forgive me for having made your path harder. Okay? By doing that, you're sending that information into your past. You're rewriting the story. You're going to make it easier for that past self to become you. Okay? I know this sounds crazy, but it's true. I also want you to say, let's talk about the future self for a second. Future self, please forgive me. Future self, please forgive me for doubting myself. Okay? And I want you to say to your future self, I forgive you, future self, for speaking negatively about me because you made it harder for me. But now that you know this, you won't have to do the last one. But you can ask for forgiveness from your future self. I'll tell you why. Because you're still resisting it, where it's trying to take you. Think of all the fear you have in your life right now. Think of all the doubt you have in your life right now. That's because you're resisting a future self that is working with you right now, that is trying to pull you out of whatever you're in into a better life, into a higher reality. So you could say to your future self, please forgive me for resisting you. I'm not going to resist where you're taking me anymore. Okay? And now that you've become aware of what I just shared, then you know not to speak negatively of your past self, which means that in the future, you won't talk negatively about the you that you are now. Does this make sense? People call me Dr. Quantum sometimes. I love you, my friends. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to your past self, right? Because it was resisting becoming you. On some other timeline, in some other time-space reality, it's still resisting becoming you. which is why you still talk negatively about it. You can replay this if you like. I love you.